Welcome to Fwea-Go Logic, man. Express your creative intellect. What they do, y'all? Fwea-Go back with another Fwea-Go Logic episode. It's always some bullshit when I'm starting my recordings. Fwea-Go back with another Fwea-Go Logic episode, man. Today, if y'all haven't already, go ahead, stream Major 9 Florida Water. That bit just dropped, you feel me? Shout out to the whole Touch Money. Shout out to the whole camp. Today I'm gonna use the song Big Girl that's on the album. I believe that is song number 4. Hold on, let me check real quick. Mayor Nueve Florida Water. Song number 4 featuring iCandy, Big Girl. That is the song that I'm going to be using to demonstrate today's lesson. So shout out to Major 9, shout out to iCandy. Let me give y'all a little snippet.
Attention. All the lag girls, you off the floor, move out the way. I need all my big
Good
girls
floats,
to
you
the
feel
middle
me?
right now.
305 shit.
There she go.
What you tell them now?
INDEPENDENT, do you know what that mean? Go get her how you chase your dreams. Real thick, how you fit in them jeans. Attitude, don't fuck 'em. If they ain't grown, you don't love 'em. No. Got your mind on the money. Hit the gym cause you want a flat tummy. Not a nigga with his pockets flat. Get a grip, do you got the sack? Cover 3, do you got my back? Hit it.
Alright, let me vibe, cause I'll be in here vibing the whole song. But that's the song I'm gonna be using to demonstrate today's lesson. So today I want to go over automation. So for those who don't know what automation is, think of AI. Think of something kind of like doing the work for you, right? So with automation, you're able to set up a certain setting that accomplishes a certain function without you having to physically do the function. It's me trying to put it in layman's terms so you actually understand before I get into it. So versus okay, so let's say boom. Let's say with this intro, right?
Attention. All the
So let's say I wanted the volume to kind of like come in slowly. So let's say I drop the volume. I'm over here, right? We got the volume fader on the left, bottom left. I mean, you can maneuver that too, but I'm over here with it, bottom left, right? So let's say I'm playing the song and I want the volume to come up slowly, right? So I officially click this and I'm like dragging it up currently, right?
I need all my big girls to the middle right now. Come on.
So if I play this back, it's not going to start from the bottom and come up, right? So for us to set that in place to where it maneuvers on its own, we're going to automate the volume, right? So to open up your automation pane, what you want to do is hit the letter A and you will see your WAV file look something like this. So being that our automation pane is now open, and if I'm not mistaken, is this feature right here. Again, this is how you show and hide your automation, or you could just click the letter A for automation. And the beautiful thing with this is now you can set different like points. So I could set a point in the beginning right here, and then let's say I set a point right here, right? What I can do is now drag this first point all the way down. And as you can see, if you look at the fader on the bottom left, you see this is correlated with the volume right here, right? So this is the setting. This tab right here is the actual setting you're maneuvering, right? So if I drag the first point all the way down, I can now click play. I ain't touching it. All right, so that's basically automation. Like automation is setting a function to where you don't have to physically maneuver, or you don't have to physically like engage and trigger any functions. Like once it's set, it's done, it's good, it's in the, you feel me? You ain't got to do nothing to it. It's gonna operate by itself. So one question I always had, right? One question I always had was like, dang, like how do people like do the little filter effect? Like how do you like make it make that underwater sound and then make it come clear, right? I ain't really know terminology back then for real. So I'm like, dang, like how they make it sound like dark and heavy and lighten it up to where it's now like the song, right? So I'm gonna show y'all how to do that. So what I did was, or what I would do, if that's a question that you have that you want answered, let me undo the automation I did here. So we just have our volume. So what you want to do, okay, I want y'all to click down this drop down, right? This is, we're currently using anything that's under what says used. Again, you can automate your volume. You can literally automate anything on Logic. Like whatever you have in mind that you want to trigger. So if you want to trigger something on and off, you could do that. If you want to maneuver frequencies, which is what we about to do, you could do that. If you want to automate your pan left and right, you can do that. Yeah. So what we want to do is to create the effect that I'm talking about right now. You want to add an EQ, right? Because music is basically frequencies. You edit in a bunch of frequencies. You triggering, moving. You basically fucking with frequencies. So what we want to do is let's play the song and then let's create the high cut or low cut feature that we want to hear, and then we gonna move it around so we could hear the difference in the sound, and then we gonna automate that so we ain't gotta touch it no more, and it'll automatically be implemented within the song. Walk with me. Again, I'm trying to like speak in layman's terms so you kind of walking with me, but just walk with me. So
The middle right now. Come on.
so we're gonna add a high cut, right? Or low pass, because we cut in the highs but passing the lows. They're literally the same thing. Different word for the same thing. So again, we're cutting the high frequencies, passing the low frequencies, right? Allowing the low frequencies to be played while subtracting everything on the high end, right? Which gives us this effect.
INDEPENDENT, do you know what that means? Go get how you chase your dreams.
Right? So I used to wonder, like, okay, boom, like I like the sound, but what I want is for it to gradually like open up for me. I want it to be closed off like this and then open up. So how do I go from this to that, right? Automatically. So boom, we hear the sound that we want. So let's start here. Right? So boom. What I do in this sense is I'm going to automate me moving this frequency, right? This band, or this cut, I should say. I'm moving this filter, right? Y'all see here where it says read. So let's click this arrow. And again, if you like just hover over, you'll see this is your automation mode. So by default, everything is being automated by default. Most of what we're working with is already just on read mode. So it's reading what's currently there. So if your volume is consistently at 0.3 decibels, your automation is reading 0.3 decibels the whole song. So what we're going to do, we're going to change read to latch. Now, our 4 options that we have is read, touch, latch, and write. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. I don't touch write. Let me just start off by saying that. Now, let me go over the different modes. So I just explained what read is. Reads was already on there. Touch allows you to maneuver a quantity, but as soon as you let go of, like, let's say you holding and clicking and moving something, as soon as you let go of your click, it automatically snaps back to whatever it started at, whatever amount it started at. Latch stays on the amount that you let go at. So what we're going to be using for this feature right now is latch. I'm trying to stay on this feature, but I also want to like inform y'all of the different tools or of the different modes. And I'm gonna go over the different ones, so you ain't got to be confused on what I'm saying right now. And then write overwrites any previous details. So if you use write, you can't go back. So I don't never really touch write at all. And if I'm being completely honest with you, for me personally, I don't really know. I don't really know no other reason you would use write unless you recorded, let's say you recorded some vocals that you don't ever want anybody else to hear. Maybe like it could be used against you in court or something like that. You would use write to overwrite anything that was said, knowing that, you don't want that recording to be in existence anymore. Other than that, don't touch that shit, basically. But if y'all have any other features you would use write for, put me on. But Fwea-Go, I don't touch that shit. I don't touch that. So me personally, I usually use touch and latch, mainly latch, but I'm gonna show y'all what touch does as well. So boom, let's rekindle, right? So we have our song. We have our song. Right? But I want the song to go from this sound to that automatically, right? So I'm gonna show y'all. Let's start at, what's it, 20. So let's start at the hook at 20. Right? So let's say from bar 25 to the start of, let's say 29. Big girl mean you big girl mean you on your shit. Big girl mean you get shit done. Who you know you the one big. Right, so from 25 to 29, like in between these 8 bars right here, we want to go from, I didn't mean to cut that one off. We want to go from this
Ooh, you know you the one.
And have it come in right there, right? So obviously right now we didn't automate anything. So if I just play it from 25, you obviously don't hear the edit and you don't physically see the movement. And I still have the plugin up so you can like see the actual edit. So once again, we're going to click on read. That's right here in our inspector mode. And if you don't have your inspector mode open, if you're on Logic 10 and under, this would be like the letter I, and I believe it's a circle around it. If you're on Logic 11 and up, you'll see these little tabs right here. This is your inspector, or hit the letter I to open up your inspector. I mean, you could hit the letter X to open up your channel strip and edit it there as well, but I don't usually have my channel strip open only because my inspector window already be here, and it's very simple. It's compacted, it's simplified versus all them faders. Anyway, to the point. So from bars 25 to the start of 29, what I want y'all to do, add you a high cut, low pass filter. So click on this right here, this little slant, boom. Drag this over to about, let's say 60, between 60 and 80, somewhere around there, right? You don't have to be spot on. You don't have to follow the exact decimal point I'm on. Please, like, I ain't gonna lie. I'm saying that because that's what I used to do when I first started. Like I would watch people and I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna do like the exact decimal point that they have. Like, bro, you ain't gotta do that. It's all flavor. Like, do what works. So, boom. We're going to click the drop down from read. We're going to click on latch. So now, please listen carefully. You want to read your automation. Any automation edits that you make, you want to read your information, right? The reason I'm saying it like that is because with Latch, we're going to drag this, like we're going to play the song and we're going to drag the feature, well, the frequency out, right? So all we're doing is clicking on our curve right here, and we're going to just physically maneuver it out once we're playing the song, right? And then we're going to hit pause. Like we're going to hit, for me, it's the space bar. So whatever stop is for you. If you want to click at the, up here at the red arrow, I'm so sorry. If you want to click the pause button right here, you can do that. Whatever works, just pause the song after we maneuver the frequency. All right. I'm getting real wordy and I'm trying not to, but I'm just trying to walk y'all through automation, because if you don't do it right, you gonna fuck it up. And we not trying to fuck up the automation. So boom. Once we go ahead, we gonna boom, press play, right? And then as the song is going, we're gonna maneuver it out. Once we get to the part that we want to stop at, we gonna press the space bar to stop, right? And then once we stop, right, what we gonna do is go back over here to where it says latch and click on read. Okay. You want to read the automation edit you just made. Okay. So latch allows you to start here and end wherever you end without snapping all the way back to where you just started, and also reading the automation edits as the song is being played. Versus touch, if we do touch, we could start right here, drag it out as the song is playing, but once we let go of the click, the touch feature drags everything all the way back to the start versus just staying on this end. So that's the difference between touch and latch. Latch just sticks to wherever you stop at, whereas touch, wherever you start at, you can maneuver anywhere, but as soon as you let go, it's going to snap back to the very starting point. Okay, I hope I beat that down enough to where y'all understand the differences. Again, I'm visual, kinesthetic. I gotta physically do it to understand. Like, I see, I hear you, but I gotta like physically do it myself to know, okay, I know how to do this, right? So let's do it. So again, we're gonna start at bar 25. We already got our frequency that we want to start cutting at. Once again, make sure that you're not on read. You want to be on latch right now. And boom. So
Ooh, you know you the one. Big girl, don't mean you big. Big girl mean you on your shit. Big girl mean you get shit done. Ooh, you know you the one.
all right, boom. Go ahead, click the arrow, change from latch to read. So now, and if your automation is still open and not like this, you should actually see the automation edits that you just did. So let's start from 23, well, 21. I'm gonna let y'all hear what the song is like without any edits. Then we're gonna go into the actual automation edits that we just did. Well, my bad, because we did start. We started at a low frequency, so that's my fault. But
Ooh, you know you the one. Big girl, don't mean you big. Big girl mean you on your shit. Big girl mean you get shit done. Ooh, you know you the one.
so y'all hear how it opened up? Like, it started low and then opened up.
Ooh, you know you.
And if you actually open up the channel EQ, you can actually physically see like the edit that you did. So I'm gonna hit play. I ain't touching it. It's doing it by itself.
You know you the one. Big girl, don't mean you big. Big girl mean you on your shit. Big girl mean you get shit.
I don't know if y'all see me. I ain't touching it. Feel me? So this is the beauty of automation.
Ooh, you know you the one. Big girl, don't mean you.
So that's what automation does for you, right? Now let me show you what touch does. So once again, that was the latch mode. And then you can, before I go to touch, you can always maneuver your frequencies and just the settings. So that's the Q factor. But if we look at the actual frequency, this is what we're editing. We went from a low frequency to a high frequency. So this is correlating with this right here. So let's say you want to like get creative, right? You could maneuver like whatever you want to maneuver. You feel me? Do what you do, and you'll see like how it correlates.
Ooh, you know you one. Big girl, don't mean you big. Mean you on your.
You feel me? So this is equivalent. Like if you a DJ and you ever like play with the little knobs that, you know, the HPF, LPF, high pass filter, low pass filter, that's basically what this is. Just so you have that understanding. So yeah, let me show y'all touch. So that was latch. If we do touch, What I'm gonna do with touch? I'm gonna do the volume with touch. I'm gonna do the volume. So let's change this to volume so we can see the volume edits that we're gonna do. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drag the fader. So currently we at 0.3, right? So if I hit play, once I let go, drag, let go, move it up, let go. Like,
play no games. If you
so every time I let it go,
this a 4-seater, but I'm riding
it snaps back.
That can do what I do. Left him on red, he gon' spin a block.
So wherever we start our point at, let's say we start our point right here at -6, right?
Twice, gain a little weight, still look nice. B.I.G. King.
Snap back.
Still with me, told
Snap
him
back.
fuck on me, still trying to get with me.
So that's touch versus latch. Again, I'm gonna show y'all latch. Latch, if I move it,
Good, ass still fat.
let go.
No ways, body risk.
Drop it, and I let go. It stays wherever you let go at. Versus touch, let's say I start right here. Touch,
Struck a match. If you a raw bitch, put your
move,
hands
snap
up.
back.
If you got your own shit,
So touch snaps back to whatever your starting point was. Latch stays wherever you let go at. Now that y'all seen the difference, hopefully y'all understand these automation modes. Now, once again, you want to read your automation. I'm going to show you why you want to read your automation. Because when you hit read, you can now go back and listen to all of the automation edits that you did. Right? That's why you read. I'm going to show you what happens when you don't read the automation. So boom. Let's say we go ahead and we do latch, right? So we maneuver in the volume.
grown ass woman don't play no games. If you ever get a shot, you better shoot. This a 4-seater, but I'm riding in a coupe. Can't even.
Right? That's latch. So I'm going to go back, and my intentions would be to listen to the edit I just did, right? But if I don't hit read and I stay on latch and I play back from the point I just edited from,
grown ass woman don't play no games. If you ever get a shot, you better shoot. This a 4-seater, but I'm riding in a coupe. Can't name a bitch that can do what I do. Left him on red, he gon' spin a block twice. Gain a little.
my bad. We are working with frequencies, and I forgot the frequencies was on and stuff like that. So let me maneuver to a different point. So once again, let's say we on latch. We working with our volume.
You get shit done. You the one.
Right? If we go back thinking we about to hear what we just latched and we don't hit read,
You get shit done.
they changed this or I'm doing something wrong. Because before, usually wherever you latched at, the latch will overwrite. So am I tweaking? Because the latch is showing as if it's reading right now.
You the one.
Okay, well maybe I'm tweaking. Maybe I'm tweaking. Or maybe I'm not. Something going on. But basically what I was trying to show y'all is that And again, when I was on Logic 10, so again, we latched, right? Irrit. Let's go back. So once again, we're editing. So boom, right? We got our edits. If we don't move this to read and we actually go back and we grab our fader again, or let's say like we playing around with it or whatever, you basically just gonna undo what you just did. I feel like I'm confusing y'all, and I hope I'm not. I hope I'm not confusing y'all. But basically just saying like, I feel like I'm confusing y'all. We on Latch, right?
You get shit done. Oh, you know you the one. You the one.
So let's say that's what we want to hear back, right? So regular read would.
Oh, you know you the one.
So you being on read would do that. I guess being that I didn't touch the fader at all, it's on like a read setting. Because before, I don't know if this with the update or not, but before, wherever you left the latch at, the latch would just kind of like start from there. So I guess once you start playing around with the latch again, it will then overwrite what you just did. So if I don't touch it, it's gonna read. But as soon as I touch it, wherever I let go at, it's gonna overwrite. Okay, so just be careful. Be careful with that. The beautiful thing with Latch is that you can undo what you just did. With write gives you this warning that write mode erases multiple parameters in one go without touching anything. In most cases, it is better to use latch or touch. They let you know. Don't use this shit. Don't use this shit. But yeah, I'm not gonna use that. Don't write. Don't do it. You really don't even have to touch it. You don't. The other settings are there for you to use. But anyway, once you're done with a setting, please go back to read so it can read what you did. Because what happens is you start adding different beads or what, like as you cooking up, you gonna start adding different elements and stuff like that. And like I said, you might mess around and maneuver a fader or whatever, forgetting to put it on read, and the automation that you had then overwrites what you wanted. So once again, you gonna have this. So boom. Let's say we latch.
You get shit done. Oh, you know you the one.
Right? So let's say that's what we wanted. But then we doing other edits along the way to other tracks. Let's say we got, oops, my bad. Let's say we got a couple other different tracks and, you know, boom, 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 or whatever. And let's say all the other tracks was on read. Right? I just did that the long way. I really could have batched it. But anyway, so let's say all the other tracks that we working with is on read. Right? So boom. This how it would probably look generally, because you probably not gonna have the automation pane on. Right?
You get shit done.
So you can see the fader going back and forth right here. But if you still on latch, let's say you play, and let's say like the music was too loud or something for you and you turned it down like that, right? But you like, dang, like what happened to the volume changes? Yeah, your ass ain't put the shit on read. So now you done overwrote the information with the latch because you messed around with the setting that was already there. You feel me? So once again, we gonna undo that. So shout out to the undo button. But yeah, this is the automation we wanted to hear.
You get shit done. Oh, you know you the one.
All right, so boom, you like what you hear? Change the shit from latch to read. So now it can read all the data that you inputted. I hope this lesson was clear. I know this episode was kind of long, but I was really trying to be intentional enough to break it down for y'all. So stay up, stay blessed, and keep creating. What?